chance, here we go. We have another bike crash to take a look at. This one's been around a while. There's a good chance you've seen it go around. It's got like 1 million views. But a lot of people ask, I give you little highlights, ask why we don't allow clip-on or tri-bikes on our ride, and this is why. Right here. This guy goes down, and it is 100% due to him being in his aero bars while in the group, which is a huge, huge no-no. So let's go back and take a look at the action. Okay, so we have this guy pulling through. He looks like he's on a regular bike. I don't see clip-ons on there or anything like that. Regular road bike doing his thing. And pulling through, doing a little bit of work. And then here we go. We got another guy on a tri-bike on the Cervelo there. I guess that's the Soloist. It's a classic bike, if you know. And he is out on the horns or the skis or whatever you want to call them, because that's where your brakes are. If you are on somebody's wheel and you're on a tri-bike, TT bike, etc., or you have clip-on bars, you need to be riding here. This is not to say, and this is another problem with TT bikes, why we just ban them altogether on our rides, is because if it's set up for an actual time trial position, it's very forward. The geometry of the bike is such where it's just designed for you to put out max watts going straight. They do not handle well, even when you're out on the skis like my man here. They're just not safe regardless. But he's doing he's doing what you should do if that's all you got and you're going on the group ride and they'll let you be out there. You should be on the skis when you're on a wheel. My guess is the wind is coming right to left as guys are sitting a little bit left of each wheel. And then here he is, jackhole. This guy. Why in God's name are you in the aero bars in a group, let alone a group that is rotating at high speed? This group is working. This isn't casual. And this guy is down in his freaking aero bars. And people ask, give me a hard time for making fun of people in tank tops. This guy's the reason a lot of cyclists make fun of guys in tank tops or with no socks, as you see here, because that's just what they're, if you show up to my ride and you look like this guy, even if you're not on that bike, I'm going to assume you're a sketchy rider, and I'm sorry, and I apologize to all of you guys that don't wear socks and wear tank tops and are fantastic riders and well-behaved in a group, but you're guilty until proven innocent. If this guy shows up on a regular road bike and I see him, I'm going to introduce myself, I'm welcoming out and talk to him a little bit, and I'm going to tell my guys, my other ride leaders and girls to, hey, keep an eye on that guy and let me know how he's riding, and if I need to talk to him and help smooth him out, I will. But man, do not be in your freaking aero bars in the group. This is his fault. I don't care what you want to say about homeboy drifting off his line right here. So now we're getting into the action. We can see if he's going to drift off his line. So my guess is guys are planning on pulling through on the left. The wind might be coming from their right or so, and they're kind of setting up, as it were. I'm not sure why. Cameraman is a little off to the right and he's just running out of room or whatever. So they're each guy seems to be staggering left. So I think everyone right now, I'm fine with where everyone is. If you're not a very good rider and you don't know the wheel in front of you, you don't know this guy, overlapping wheels, even if the wind is coming this way, overlapping wheels is probably a bad idea unless you know this guy or you know yourself, or you're prepared for him to adjust his line a little bit. You should have your finger on your lever ready to just give a little brake tap in case he comes over a little bit. And this guy is in his aero bars. Have I said that yet? So here we go. Guy number one just has a little bit of a drift, and which if you drift a little bit, the guy behind you is going to drift more. And it just so happens to coincide with aero bars coming right a little bit. So it just magnifies these little movements. These are not bad movements. I fault neither of the two guys in front of aero bars here. And so what happens here, he comes in on that non-drive side, and that guy's skewer shreds his wheel. I don't know how many spokes he blows out, but he definitely loses some spokes right here, and it gets hairy real quick. Kudos to him, though, for keeping it upright right now, but it's it's over. And you see he has to move his hand. Man, look at it. It's just bonkers. He's in the aero bars. And look at that. So we're at 15 seconds, probably doing 30 frames a second. And he sees it coming and he reaches for that brake, but it's too late. And why he reached for the drop is crazy. Instead of the hood, he went even farther than he needed to. He kept his left hand out on the aero bar, and I'm amazed that he kept it up. My sense is he's got this road bike set up, more of a road setup, so it's not aggressive. But if he was on a TT bike, man, that would have got so much more squirrely. And he loses his chain, it looks like. Chain fall. I mean, it's just so hectic. The chain comes off. Yep, he loses the chain. So he's got no pedaling. Whoa, we skipped ahead there. Why is it doing that? Weird. Loses his chain, and then he's off the road. Good, and he's probably thinking this instinct. I've had this. You've ever had a death wobble before? Bigger guys know who ride 60 centimeter bikes, 58 centimeter bikes. If you've ever had a death wobble, your instinct is to aim for the grass, and that's probably what our man is doing right here. Aim for the grass. I'm looking, if I count how far that is, and it's a good 40 feet. I mean, if they were going 34 miles an hour, like it says, he can't grab any front brake. That's probably, that's 150 feet. So it goes tits up here, and we're at 150 feet. And he's slowing down slowly. Still got his left hand on the aero bar. Still on the aero bar. Let's play it. And then he grabs. That's what happens. So he grabs some front brake here. And that wheel is so warped. Looks like he's on the front brake. Yeah, looks like he's coming from the hood there. Grabs the front brake, and because of that warped wheel, that thing just grabbed instantly. But I would tell you this. I would go back to here. When YouTube's giving me issues here. Let's go back to 15 where it goes nutty. Right here, since he's grabbing rear brake, if you have that catastrophic of a front wheel failure, my man, even at 34 miles an hour, he should just be locking up that rear brake. Don't lock up the front, obviously. He should just be grabbing a handful and stopping that thing as quickly as possible. Because everybody behind him is already at panic stations and they have full brakes and they should be able to stop. But you need to stop this thing. And I feel like if there's anything he could have done, obviously he's an idiot to begin with, and hopefully he's learned his lesson. I hope he's okay. He should have just been stopping this thing as quick as he possibly could. Because boom, it just way too long. He landed in the gravel. That's probably okay. He probably got a little bit of gravel into himself. He's a little worse for the wear. It looks like nobody else went down. I don't know how many guys are behind the action here, if anybody went down. Cameraman looks like it's on his helmet. He never looks back. I do have one guy looking back, though. A guy that took the wheel. Remember, we've said this before. Don't look back. When there's action, eyes up. When there's crashes, there's bikes and bodies hitting the ground, eyes up, because everybody's panicking, doing weird shit, and you don't want to have something happen in front of you. You're not looking. Do not look back until you're basically ready to stop. That guy's looking back. That's kind of dangerous. And there it is, man. I cannot stress enough. You should not be in your aero bars when you're in the group. If you watch the team time trial on a pro bike race, even those guys with like 8 guys, every team's different, but generally, and they're professionals, the first 2 or 3, sometimes 4 guys might stay in their aero bars, but you should not be in your aero bars when you're out on the Saturday group ride. That's just dumb. All right? Stay safe out there, everybody.